Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. I'm Anna. I help you grow beautiful and healthy plants so that you feel more relaxed and happy. And in this video, we're going to talk about fiddle leaf fig. Maybe you have noticed red dots on your plant, which is also called Ficus Lyrata, and you are freaking out a little bit. Don't worry, you're not alone, and the good news is it's usually not as bad as it looks. In this video, let's talk about it and let's break it down and talk about exactly what those red dots are, why they appear, whether you should worry or not, and how to treat or prevent them. Let's get started. Well, first things first, what are these mysterious red or rust-colored spots? These dots are often caused by something called edema. It's not a disease. It's a physiological response where the plant absorbs more water than it can use and the excess moisture causes cells to burst. That rupture shows up as small red or brown dots, usually on the underside of the leaves, but sometimes on top too. And you may see them, first of all, on smaller, fresh leaves that just start to grow, but they will also disappear when the leaves are getting older, getting bigger, and getting very hard and dark green. Well, why does edema happen? Here are the most common causes. It can be from overwatering. When the soil stays soggy, roots take up too much water, right? And of course, balanced water for all plants is very important. However, poor drainage can also be one of the reasons. If your pot doesn't have drainage holes or the soil is too compact, water can't escape properly. Well, if your pot doesn't have drainage holes, I think this is already an issue, right? Not only with these plants, but with other ones as well, unless you grow your plants in hydroponic, for example. Humidity changes are one of the reasons as well. Sudden increases in humidity can affect water uptake as well. Or light issues. Well, low light means slower photosynthesis and excess water can build up. If the root system is also not well established, if the roots are half rotten, for example, this is also an issue. But temperature fluctuations, this is also one of the things that can actually cause. So cooler temperatures slow transpiration, so water just sits in the leaves. These are the major factors that can cause edema. There's no way of knowing what exactly caused it, but from your experience, you can most probably already know if it's overwatering, if it's poor drainage, humidity, light issues, whatever it is. Now, how to fix it, right? Well, if it's overwatering, it's pretty easy. You need to just find a good balance of watering your plants. Water only maybe when the top 2-3 inches of soil are dry. You can use your finger or a moisture meter, or with the time you will already feel when your plant needs watering. Use well-draining soil. That's, of course, a mix for indoor plants, or you can also add perlite. There are also specific soil mixtures just for ficuses. You can maybe look in your local stores. Make sure your pot has drainage holes, always. That's by default for any plants. Then you can also place your ficus in a bright indirect light. Mine is, for example, standing on this drawer for now, and it's a little bit far away from the window, but it still sees some sunlight. Near window with a sheer curtain is the perfect place for these plants. Of course, avoid cold drafts and drastic temperature changes. Fiddle leaf figs hate drama, and I can say that sometimes they are even the drama themselves. Now the big question, should you worry? Honestly, not really. If it's just a few spots and your plant otherwise looks healthy, it has good color, it has new growth, it's more cosmetic than harmful, to be honest. I even love these dots sometimes because they kind of show to me that the leaves are growing. They have these kind of sprinkles of red on them, and with the time when the leaf gets bigger, they disappear by themselves. Sometimes they may still leave some brownish spots here and there, but it's not a major problem and the plant doesn't look unhealthy or sick in any case. If the problem spreads or leaves start dropping, that's your cue to adjust the care. Then that's a problem for sure. So, in my experience, what I have seen is that some leaves may have it, some leaves may not have it. even if they grow in the same on the same plant in the same place, and well, basically in anything else is also the same for these plants, right? It's on the same plant, so the plant is growing wherever the conditions are, whatever the conditions are. If you watched until now, if you will be interested in one of my courses about growing houseplants, please check the description of this video, because there I have a link for you so that you can get my course and grow plants better. And I hope that will be useful for you and you will have more success with growing houseplants at home. Doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you have already some experience with growing plants. So in my experience, sometimes I have faced the situation where there are two growing leaves, two baby leaves, and one has these spots, one doesn't, or one has a lot of red dots, one has just a little bit. Again, I cannot say why this difference happened, but again, as we already know, it's not an issue, it's not problematic, and you can just observe it, I would say. If you see that, okay, your plant looks really unhealthy, the leaves dropped, the new leaves especially, then it's an issue, of course, and you may want to have a look and see what was wrong in the conditions, maybe even the change of conditions, as I've already mentioned. The significant drop or significant fluctuations of temperature can also be problematic for this and any other ficus as well. Most importantly, notice what has been changed, what has changed in the care, in the conditions of your plant. Yes, and I will be very happy, of course, to also learn from your experience. So please let me know if you have any other issues with this plant, how you treat it. Is there anything specific that you do to avoid it? That's actually a very good question that I was asked once, how to avoid it. Not really what to do so that they disappear, but how to prevent these red dots from appearing. And to be honest, I don't really have an answer. I could say that, make sure that you don't overwater so that the water is not too much, the plant doesn't absorb too much water, but there's no way of controlling how your plant or how much your plant will absorb water. Therefore, I think there's no way of also preventing it. It happens, it's nature, it's a plant, growing plant, and we just do our best, right? So in any case, I think you should not panic if you see it. Do not use some sprays or some pesticides. Don't cut the leaves off thinking that, it's a disease and you don't want to spread it to other leaves, so you may think to cut them. Please don't do it. Again, it's a normal thing, normal behavior of the plant, and it's just basically the spots that may disappear by themselves when the leaf grows, and your plant will look again lush and green without any dots. I hope the video was useful for you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Stay passionate about plants.